What's happening, people? I hope you're all well. So first things first, the opinion I'm about to give is the opinion coming from a complete stranger online. Please always be responsible when betting in the markets. So, Anthony Joshua, let's start with him. He defeats Francis Ngannou by second round stoppage. And if you think about it, what was it I was saying before? I was saying that Anthony Joshua is vastly experienced. Anthony Joshua is an Olympic gold medalist. Anthony Joshua is someone who's had 20-something bouts as a professional. So for someone to come up against someone who's having their second professional fight, it doesn't matter where he came from. This is boxing, this isn't MMA. So MMA guys might be the toughest guys out there, but we're talking about a completely different format. We're talking about a completely different format. So MMA guys, don't make that mistake, because I'm telling you, if Anthony Joshua went into the cage, I'd be expecting something similar to happen. It's just a matter of format. Now, delving into the fight itself, now I said to place a bet on Anthony Joshua to outright win the fight because I wasn't sure about Francis Ngannou's iron jaw, because I didn't think that facing Tyson Fury and taking his punches, although he's not a powder puff puncher, taking Tyson Fury's punches and going the distance does not make you a fighter with an iron jaw. So people were making their assumptions of the iron jaw based upon his reputation in MMA, but we're talking about a completely different format here. So the delivery of the punches in MMA are a lot less. There's a lot, the quality of the delivery of the punches from MMA. And excuse me, I've literally just gotten up, so if I'm a bit slow to reach the point, then bear with me. The quality of punches in MMA is not the same as boxing, because MMA is multi-focused. You have to be good at everything and specialize in one thing, typically speaking, for an MMA fighter. Whereas boxing, the only focus is punches. So the quality of the punches delivered by boxers is far superior to the quality of punches delivered by MMA fighters. So even if Francis Ngannou has this iron jaw, he's not used to taking accurate, timed, and delivered punches from a power puncher like Anthony Joshua. And bearing that in mind, I thought, okay, maybe if he has this iron jaw and a solid defense, then the chances of him going the distance increases exponentially. But I also watched him against Francis Ngannou, and I wasn't impressed with his defense in that fight, truth be told. So I was looking at it and thinking, the most likely scenario here is Anthony Joshua by stoppage. But there's a chance that Anthony Joshua may give him some respect, and it may be dragged out, and possibly, if all the stars align, Francis Ngannou goes the distance. And so I was suggesting that you place a bet on Anthony Joshua outright to win the fight, and then you hedge the hedge is a no-brainer. Francis Ngannou can only win the fight one day. He's not going to get on his jab and out jab Anthony Joshua for 12. So it was 10, wasn't it? 10, excuse me. He's not going to get on even that. He's not going to get on his jab and out jab Anthony Joshua for 10. So there was only one real result. There was only one real way Francis Ngannou was going to win that bout, and that was by stoppage, because he is a power puncher, as we saw against Tyson Fury. So if you, like me, had your portfolio looking like Anthony Joshua to win the fight outright, hedging the play with Francis Ngannou by stoppage, then you got paid. Anthony Joshua is a quality power puncher. You see, I'm not saying that Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury now means that Tyson Fury has no chance. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is styles make fights. And a key difference between Anthony Joshua, one of them, and Tyson Fury is punch quality. Anthony Joshua is a crisp, clean, delivering power puncher. Tyson Fury's can do things that Anthony Joshua can't do, although with Tyson Fury, I think that the things that he can do that Joshua can't do, the list is getting smaller, people. Tyson Fury is not the fighter he used to be, but that being said, there are things that Tyson Fury can do that Joshua can't do. But there are also things that Joshua can do that Fury can't do, and one of them is the power punching. Tyson Fury, when he sits down on his punches, they're very bendy and they don't reach the target in a sharp, decisive fashion. So just bear that in mind. Now, if we're switching the play, you know, I just don't see any other way that that fight could have gone. I'm looking at all the scenarios for that fight. I'm looking at all the different ways that that fight could have gone. And the only sensible outcomes that I was coming up with when I was analysing the fight was Anthony Joshua to win the fight outright, hedged with Francis Ngannou by stoppage. And that was the sensible thing. So I hope you all did that, because if you did, you got paid. Now, let's move on to the other side. Let's move on to the main undercard. Zhang versus Joseph Parker. And again, we're looking at a power puncher who can only win the fight one way. And we're looking at another guy who has multiple ways to win the fight. So again, if you placed a bet on Zhang to win the fight by stoppage and you hedged the play with Joseph Parker outright to win the fight, then you also got paid. Because the thing you need to understand about Zhang is, although his chances were much higher than Francis Ngannou's in his bout, the thing about Zhang is he is a 6-round fighter. After 6 rounds, what he's able to do decreases exponentially. So all you got to do, if you're fighting Zhang, if you want to have the best chance of winning, is to extend him past the 6th round. And we saw Zhang ran out of gas, people. No surprises there. And Joseph Parker did his Deontay Wilder fight impression and got a decision, despite being dropped twice. And the power, we saw it. We saw it, people. Zhang punches like an absolute train. But that's, you know, he can't sustain it. So with Joseph Parker, he was able to ride out those storms and just do enough in the rounds to take the fight. People, Zhang beat Joe Joyce because of the styles. You need to make sure, if you're fighting Zhang, that he can't get you in the first 6. But Joe Joyce, that's impossible, because he's clunky, he's tall, and he's extremely hittable. I honestly believe if Joe Joyce could survive without getting hit for 6 rounds against Zhang, that he's the favourite in the start of the 7th round. The problem is Joe Joyce can't get to that point. Zhang is the true definition of a puncher. So that fight went pretty much how I had that covered. And if you took my advice, I hope you did, then you would have had that covered as well. So those are those fights. Let me know what you think. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, hit the notification bell so you get a notification when I make a new video. If you appreciate my work and want to leave a donation, a link for that is also in the description. It allows me to spend more time on this channel. With that, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you on the next video.